Rahul, what's the buzz in Washington, D.C.? The Indian-American crowd we see behind you, they're extremely excited. What about the American media? What about the think tankers? What about thought leaders in the United States of America? And you've interacted with several of them in the past 48 hours, Rahul.
Gaurav, so it's mixed, you know. So you've seen, say, Bloomberg and some of the other commentary. They're asking all kinds of questions about why special allowances are being made for India, given the fact that, India, they claim, is an unreliable partner and can't really be expected to come to America's side in case there's ever a confrontation with China, for example, or at least that's the assessment in some think tanks. We've also seen the likes of Ashley Tellis, who's followed the India-US relationship for many decades. He's raised questions as well about these allowances being made to India, telling the current administration in DC that don't count on India to come to your aid if you're in trouble. So there have been some voices of skepticism, but by and large, amongst the academics, the think tankers, a very realistic sense of China being the real challenge, the growing nexus between China and Russia being a much bigger problem, and therefore they realize this is a relationship where you need to work and keep building despite the differences that these countries have at this moment.
Isn't that what India and America are trying to do? Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the US President Joe Biden, the private dinner yesterday, that was in a way America literally laying out the red carpet. US President Joe Biden and the First Lady laying out the red carpet for Prime Minister Narendra Modi with an all-vegetarian meal in saffron color. Tonight's dinner, every table having a different theme, Rahul.
Oh yeah, that's pretty amazing, Gaurav. The fact that there's been so much attention to detailing. I was seeing comments made by the Social Secretary of the Biden administration at the White House. The level of detailing on every flower arrangement, food. I mean, there's even a Patel wines. I mean, I'd never heard of Patel wines before this, but it's interesting. At Napa Valley in California, there's a Patel wines, and there'll be Patel wine served. There's millet being served. So they're keeping a very open ear to the conversation back home and the Prime Minister's effort to try and push millets, and that's also a part of how they're trying to ensure that there is a lot of special detailing and attention being paid to some of the finer aspects of what will be at play all through the day today. These are the scenes here from the White House with some lovely peppy music playing. The weather not so lovely and peppy, but the spirit of those who gathered here, members of the Indian-American community, they are very, very charged up, very, very charged up to be here. They've been queuing up from early in the morning. And this is really one of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's big strengths, that he has so much rousing support from the Indian-American community, and they're such big cheerleaders and ambassadors, brand ambassadors for the Prime Minister, brand ambassadors for the India story. They carry India's message, they carry the Prime Minister's message far and wide, and really are one of the biggest assets of the India-America relationship at this moment.
Reporting for us live from the White House. Good evening, viewers. You're watching India Today. We're getting you a live coverage from outside the White House, where moments from now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected for a grand welcome on the lawns of the White House. We already saw, of course, that intimate dinner with the Bidens last night, from which there were so many images that came to the fore, essentially setting the stage, setting the ground for this event. And this is going to be the headliner. Rahul, if you can hear me, this is Akshata here. Good morning. This is going to be the headliner for all of, the meat of what's the takeaway of this visit. That's going to happen over the next few hours after the White House welcome with the bilaterals.
Well, there is a ceremonial welcome that's followed then by bilateral talks and a joint statement later, a press conference, and then the joint address to the U.S. Congress. So it's a mix really of form and substance. You know, this is the form, the spectacle, the flags of India, the flags of the United States, Indian Americans waving, cheering. Let's walk across and show you some of these scenes. They're happy, they're jubilant. You know, they're just, look at how happy and excited these faces are. Very successful Indian Americans, the most influential community of expatriates here in the United States, a key pillar of strength. Many of them dressed in Indian colors, Indian outfits, and obviously very excited to be here on the south lawns of the White House. Then there is, you know, the substance, which is, for example, the GE414 deal, India joining the Artemis program, and quite a few of those big announcements, which really show how a lot of effort is being made to ensure that there are big, significant, genuine, tangible takeaways, and a message being sent from here to Beijing about the growing proximity between Delhi and DC.